I'm Stacy Neumann, originally Stacy Schragi.
I'm Nicole Schneider, originally Nicole Petrie.
I'm Joy Suemnicht, formerly Joy Schmitz.
I was born and raised in Mount Calvary and now live in West Allis, Wisconsin.
And I was born in Mount Calvary and I am now in Richfield.
And I was born and raised in the suburb of Mount Calvary, Calvary Station. And now I live in Glenbeulah.
I actually met these two in kindergarten, but they knew each other prior to kindergarten.
Stacy's mom used to babysit for my sister and I.
Yeah. And then our dads, meaning Dave
Yeah.
Schragi and Tom Schmitz,
Yep.
we're very good friends growing up. And
Yeah.
so that's how we kind of got to know each other a little bit younger. And then Nicole Petrie, or Nicole Schneider, she lived right across the street from my grandma and grandpa, which is James and Rosie Schragi. And we were on the bus together. And my grandfather, James Schragi, would always meet us in the morning with dentine gum. And Nicole would often talk about his wardrobe and how that helped predict the weather.
Yes. James would always wear a vest no matter what. It was like 30 degrees outside and he would come out with a vest on. It was so funny.
And that would even be if sometimes it could be like 10 below.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It would still be a vest. I think one time we saw him wear sleeves, and that was maybe 20 below zero. I was so nervous to get onto the school bus. I think it was preschool or kindergarten, and Grandpa, James Schragi, would come out, and he, I think, gave Nicole and I blue gum, and it stained my face because I was crying. So I wonder if that's why he started doing dentine gum all the time. And I think the dentine gum was something that other kids growing up in Mount Calvary will remember about my grandpa too, because that was his little gift to all the kids.
So then we went through school together. Obviously, we're all the same age. We're actually all born in 1977. We're all within a couple months of each other. And our kids now, we have Stacy had a son June 29th. I had a son August 15th, and Joy had a daughter August 17th. So it's crazy how we were pregnant together. So that was exciting. You know, years later, we're still good friends and we keep in touch. And that's something about the Holy Land, I think, you know, we all think about, and how we all pick up on the same page, even though we don't see each other for a year even sometimes. And then all of a sudden you see somebody from the Holy Land, and even like last night being at the picnic and not seeing Arnie for years. Mike Gobler and Ted Bierschbuck we talked to last night, and you just can pick up on the same page of where you left off.
Yeah.
And then you fast forward, so we all graduated in class of 96, and we all ended up at some point living in Milwaukee.
Yep.
And then now we have continued to stay friends and started doing a summer camping weekend with the three families, my husband Jason and my three boys, who is Colin, Andrew, and Seth.
And my husband Matt, and my daughter Adele, and son Alexander.
And my husband Luke Suemnicht, and then our daughter Evelyn. For me, it's this common bond that we have, and I feel comfortable with you guys because you know me and you've known me my whole life. It's a good feeling to me to know that I can be with people and I can just be myself. And I love you guys so much, and you've been such a part of my life, you know, for so long that I wouldn't want it any other way.
And I love coming back here. I'm going to cry here, but of course emotional. Anyway, you know, I love coming back here, and I always call it home. Like my aunts, they always say that too. They're like, you've been gone for so long. And I'm like, yeah, but this is my home. You know, when I say I'm coming home, I really do mean I'm coming home.
Yeah.
And I feel like Mount Calvary is always going to be my home.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I tell Matt stories, and he grew up in Fond du Lac, but he always says, gosh, I wish I was a Holy Lander. And because
there were so many
once you
people.
make that connection with somebody that's
Yeah.
from this area, even if you're out in Madison, Milwaukee, Oshkosh,
Yeah.
whatever, and you say that you know somebody, immediately there's a bond. It
Yeah.
feels like that is formed with that person and you're comfortable with them.
Yep.
As long as you know somebody in common.
And I couldn't agree more with you two ladies, because it is so true. Like, when we are together, you can be yourself, you feel the connections. I also refer to this area as home. And every time that I drive and you're coming from Dotyville into Mount Calvary and you're coming through the hills and now you're seeing, all the
Like the seminary.
the windmills
Oh,
and the,
the windmills,
seminary, and
yeah.
there's just like a sense of calm.
Yes.
And it just seems more peaceful, and there's not the busyness. This might sound a little silly, but almost sound like you can hear a good country song, and it relates to me.
Every word you can like connect with.
Yeah, those familiar songs. It's a familiar place.
Yeah.
And with all the friends that are here, but also my grandmother is here. She grew up 4 houses down from me.
Mhm.
My cousin Lisa Peterson, and my aunt and uncle Mark and Lori Schragi and their children, Aaron Taylor Parker. We just made a circle within Mount Calvary. So it was really strong family connections and then also the strong friendships.
Yep.
And I love you guys too.
I love you too.